say things about it like it makes you lose your memory, you know. And, well, I just want to say that for the
What's up, y'all? It's your main man, Jay Sands, Sands on Sports, Hip Hop. Hold on. We got to do this again because, as y'all know, this is season 3 and it's not Sands on Sports. Get me every week. This is Sensei on Sports, and this is number 66 right here. And you know, episodes, every episode we try to make it where it goes with the sports figure. And there's only 166 in sports history for me that matters. And that's a hockey player from the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mario Lemieux. So this is the Mario Lemieux episode with my brother Dub L, number 66, yo. And we're about to blast off. First, I got my main man. He's never been on the podcast before, but he's on this time from Baltimore. Been on Lone Callous albums with me. What song? Let's Get to That. Been on other joints, you know what I mean? Was on my last album I put out, a bunch of races voted for Trump. You were on 2 joints on that. So me and Chucky Madness, we've been kicking it for a minute, and we're actually working on a movie this year. We can get some of the animation done. So Chuck, hey, Chuck, man, give us a little bio about yourself, man. Tell us what's going on, bro.
Oh man, Madness, of course. Chuck Madness, whatever. I'm representing Baltimore. Been in the game for a long time. I started out with a group called the Unknown Source, and we was doing our thing back in the I want to say the 90s. We was kind of, got a little buzz going on here. Then CEO was killed, and so that kind of stopped that. But I just been grinding out. Work with a little bit with the dude Kiad Johnson, that does the Purple Honey here in Baltimore. I've done a lot of stuff with him, and of course Sands. It was crazy. He happened to be my neighbor. It was wild that my neighbor's like, a hip hop artist, but we just connected from there, and we've been just banging them out ever since. So whenever he got a project or something, I always get to come through and do a couple things on that. So it's always good. It's always love. It's always love.
Sir, and we're working on the movie Week in Jail. The movie.
Oh yeah, Week in Jail. Yeah,
movie done this year. Comedy and really fuck y'all up. But anyway, man, we have our guest of honor, my brother from DC, man, and this is my man Wes Felton, the legend. And I want to make intro for my brother coming on the show today. Thank you for taking the time to rock with us. So it's your turn. Wes. Can you give me a 20-second bio about yourself?
Yeah, peace. Like you said, man, my name is W. Ellington Felton. I signed a shitty record deal some years back, and they threatened me, and so I started performing under the name Wes Felton. And I'm originally from DC. I went on to study theater at Carnegie Mellon. I'm considered one of the honorary stepsons of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is definitely my second home. I claim it. They claim me. And sometimes they claim me more than my hometown, DC. So I take it. That's why I'm a Steelers fan. And since 1994, I've been a Steelers fan. I'm back here in DC. DC is where I live. And Baltimore is my third home. In the early stages of my, musical career, with my partner in the group called The Crossroads, Raheem Devon. He and I, there's a brother named D Chase out there that we.
D Chase.
He basically made Raheem. A lot of people don't know that, but took him all over the country. And I've done a lot of work with a brother named Lab Tech One that's out there as well.
Yeah, Lab Tech. Lab Tech. Shout out to Lab Tech. Yo, Lab Tech, really brother.
Yo, let me just, hey, look, and I'm gonna just say this: Lab Tech One, Lab Tech One is the originator of a lot of that shit that niggas out here rapping now, in terms of the cadence, the lo-fi beats, the beats that's just the loops that's real short, and you know, all of that. That's Lab Tech One. He the pioneer artist.
Didn't he have a video on BET Uncut?
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
That's the other.
Yeah, he's a legend. He's a legend because he was like one of the first ones here that had like a video on BET. Like he's a legend.
He did the science. It was like, well, like although this not my genre, or this not necessarily the type of music I do, I noticed that at the end of this show, they always say, if you have music or videos to submit, blah, blah, blah. But you notice you never would see that after any of the other shows. Mm-hmm. So he even had the science. He said, okay, well, let me come from the back end, literally and shit.
Wow, yeah, literally. Because he look, my man Lab had mad baby oil on that video. Yeah, mad baby oil. I was like, go Lab with the baby. No, he was doing that Bobby Shmurda shit before Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah. Long before them niggas. That's what I'm saying. Long, like he's a legend. He don't get nearly the credit he deserves. Like he's a legend. He's a fucking legend. Sir.
I think unfortunately, and y'all know as artists, you know, we can create art and we can have fans and all that stuff. And unfortunately, you know, the public's perception of us is one thing, and sometimes it can be completely contrary to how we really are, you know. Yeah. So I think he's one of those guys that, like, you know, really his passion is really the art, the message, the content, and all that other stuff, you know, the social part and all the socializing and the fame and all that. I think that's something that he, you know, he just, you know, he not checking for it. So a person like that can like turn people off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know, and I think that's why he's kind of like, you know, unfortunately, like such a underrated, you know, like you said, legend, man.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. That is my guy. Well, check this out, Dub. On Sensei Sports, we like, and I'm gonna ask you too, Chuck. On Sensei Sports, we like to know your favorite team, starting with football.
Well, of course, I'm from Baltimore, so my favorite team is the Ravens.
I was at that game. Big Ben last game. I was at that game.
We done lost like. I think since Lamar been hurt, we done lost every game since. Yeah. You know, so I mean, it's the season. But we had everybody was hurt when the season started. We lost like two starting two running backs. Gus Edwards and other. We lost them dudes like in practice before the first game. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like the season was like we already knew what it was going to be.
It sounds like football, man. That sounds like football to me. And what about baseball? What's your favorite baseball team?
I would have to say, wow, baseball. That's a tough one. My favorite baseball team. I had to go with like the Oakland A's. You know what I'm saying? I think they about to move to Vegas too. But I like the A's. I always like the
Raiders move to Vegas.
Yeah.
The Raiders move to Vegas, but maybe the A's too. And what about basketball?
Oh man, basketball. You already know I'm a Golden State fan.
Okay, I see. And this is what I wanted to know. Shout out to my man Myron, because the first like 6-7 weeks of the season, Myron was calling me every week. Well, Jay Sands, you see Lamar going to the Super Bowl, brother. By week 10, 12, 13, wasn't a 410-443 number coming to my phone. That was about some roadside or some towing. Besides that, wasn't nobody calling my phone. Brothers in Baltimore, that Lamar Jackson top just disappeared.
And it's like they be playing them wrong. Like we got the dude, and they running him into the ground. I knew he was going to get hurt. Yeah. They like run him into the ground. Like he can't do it all. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
ran him into the ground. That's exactly like a horse. Just giddy up. Horse like giddy up. Ran his ass.
So let me ask you this. I might be kind of biased. You know, I studied theater and you know, when I was in Pittsburgh at CMU, so they taught us that like what makes you a great actor is fully committing and being in the moment, right? And I feel like if my memory serves correct, y'all, the Ravens quarterback, even before the season, like even last season, he was talking, he was claiming that like the role of like I guess in the Ravens, Superman.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, almost like guaranteeing that, you know, he was going to produce. And so with that said, I feel like if you're going to take on that role, there's something that you got to do to perform while preserving yourself, so that way you can be in the whole story.
Yeah.
Because when you look at cats like LeBron, you look at you know the Jordans, you look at the Larry Birds, you look at the even Big Ben, you look at all these guys where like hey, when you have that title bestowed on you, and then you got a city riding for you, riding behind you, and then the nation that mess with you gotta do something. So sometimes I think that if you don't convince your co-stars, aka your teammates, to like mutually commit, although you quote unquote are the star, it's a give and take situation, man. And I think that that brother's he's too talented.
I love him.
But for his teammates not to want to preserve him, they treat him like he's the great precious thing that he is. You know what I mean?
I just don't think there's any preservation in the NFL, because any given play, like the next play, like dude, I shout out to Bedouin and DJ Cool Flash. I was messing with him down in Silver Spring yesterday. Just stepped out my car, hit some ice. I ruptured my Achilles tendon or something. I was just walking out the car. So preservation is hard when you just a normal human being trying to walk. Now, if you're in the NFL, it's damn near impossible. So I think for the Ravens to think that he's going to last the whole season with the plan that they're running, where he's 75% of the offense, it's not going to work. You got to give him a running back to just to feed him. I mean, they're running full-fledged running plays with this guy like Earl Campbell. That's going to look good in the third week, the fourth week, but the seventh week, somebody.
I think they throwing it back to back. That's the thing that's getting me. They throwing it back to back. You can't run the man back to back to back.
Back to back, man.
I feel like I said this a long time. I feel like I hate to say it because I really like Harbaugh, but I feel like we just get out coached a lot. I feel like they just out like sometimes, because we have the talent. I just really feel like sometimes we get out coached. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna swing the questions back to my man Dub. Dub, I want to ask you did I ask you your favorite football team?
My favorite football team is the Steelers.
Goddamn right. What about baseball?
Baseball, the Nationals.
Okay, I can deal with that.
Yeah.
Nationals.
I gotta ride with the Nationals. You go
to games?
That's my I go to the games. Like that's my hometown. So it's and also I've been here before the team.
Yeah.
And during the politics of getting the team and the gentrification and all that. So like I don't look at that as a reason to like run away from them. I look at it as a reason like, yo, we, the black people in this city deserve a part of that team too. So.
Wow, and I'm glad you said black people, because I want to go into that later. Black people in DC. I heard we're becoming extinct. But what about basketball? What's your favorite basketball team?
Basketball, I'm with my man Madness, yo. I'm a Golden State fan.
Oh, everybody like Golden State now. Yeah, Klay Thompson back. Everybody like.
You know why? Because I feel like Golden State, although they are quote unquote considered one of the great teams now in history, I still feel like they're underdogs. I still feel like people kind of like they kind of root for them against them in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like they want to see Steph's magic, but they don't really want to see
They don't want to see them win.
Yeah, they don't want to see him win. You know?
That's what I be feeling like. They want to see him do good, but they don't want to see them win. You know what I mean? I feel like that.
That boy Clay, look, that boy Clay sinking them. Whoop, 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 whoop. Boy Clay back. He's back. Hey,
Back.
do you mess with the Capitals?
I think that yeah, I kind of like the Capitals, but you know, again, when I moved to Pittsburgh, I kind of saw what a real city is like in terms of sports, where, you know, you go to Pittsburgh, you don't see Houston Oilers jerseys, you know what I'm saying? No, you don't see people wearing the Philly Flyers or whatever. You know, you see black and yellow when you go out there.
Yeah.
And so for me, that made me really like, I was like, wow, this is what it looks like to really root for your team, especially coming from DC, where you see so many Cowboy jerseys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So I think I'm probably more of a Penguins fan.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
What sports did you play growing up in DC?
A basketball, man. I was a basketball player. I just didn't get taller, man. But I still play ball. My son actually, he's much taller than me, and he ended up playing ball through school and even played with the Masters.
Okay.
But he's an artist and model, so he's you know, same kind of thing. But the ball, you know.
Chuck, what sports did you play growing up in Baltimore?
I grew up. I played football.
Oh, okay.
I played football. Like I was too short to play basketball too. Actually, it was a dude around my way. It was a fat dude named Tyrone. Rest in peace to him, Tyrone Brooks.
Yeah.
He was a fat dude. He was probably about my size, probably about my height, maybe about 5. He was maybe a couple inches taller than me. I give maybe 5'8" or something like that. But he was that boy had a handle, he'd pat you down, and he was the nicest, one of the nicest basketball players I think I'd ever seen at that time. I was, and even playing with him made me just not want to play. You know what I'm saying? So I was strictly football. I played a lot of football when I was.
Hey, let me ask you, since we got DC and Baltimore, is the DMV the mecca of basketball? For basketball players coming out of this area? Like, is this where the best players come from?
It's a lot of good. I don't know if the best players come from here, but it's definitely a lot of good players that came out of some of the, you wouldn't even imagine. Like Dunbar. Dunbar definitely produced a lot of good basketball players.
PG County, Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
I mean,
Kevin Durant came out of PG
I think
County.
that we definitely from Baltimore down to Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah, that's how I would put it.
Okay.
Like it's kind of extended DMV. You know what I'm saying? But this side of the country, yeah, definitely, because you man, we the ones who like elevated the crossover. We're the ones who invented the heads up.
Oh, wow.
The extension of the head fake. You know what I'm saying? Those are things, because in a lot of cases, we also are part of the reason in the country where it's not a lot of tall cats. You know what I'm saying? On the average, cats ain't super tall in this part of the country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you have to learn how to play around cats. So you could be a good shooter, but if you don't know how to get open, or you don't know how to, get around that big man that could just, or usually you're gonna be going against somebody taller than you. So I definitely think that we definitely produce. Greats.
Yeah.
Like right now in college basketball, man, it's a lot of kids that
got a lot of hoppers. Shout out to Just Buckets. He's from around this area playing at Marquette, doing an amazing job. Just Buckets. Crazy, man. Well, Doug, this is what I want to do. I want to swing right here to a part of the first quarter that we call Back When I Played. So we need the story from you back when you were playing sports and you were the man, or you were you were the dude who wasn't the man. But the story that you remember from back when you played sports, man, that you want to let us know about.
Well, for me, I could definitely remember. I had an interesting high school experience because I used to be on this show called Teen Summit on BET.
Okay.
So cats, that just made it horrible for any gym I would go into. And I remember just like we were playing against, I think, Spingarn. And, you know, I went to add the fact that I was this kid that people was making fun of on Teen Summit. I went to school without walls, which is a high school here in DC. It's a public high school, but again, it's not Dunbar, it's not Wilson, it's not Coolidge, it's not the, you know, very prominent schools, you know, at that time. And Spingarn had a pretty strong team at that time. And I just remember like that game, it was just like they were just heckling me like nothing. They were heckling and heckling. And I remember the coach like basically saying like, yo, Felton, I'm keeping you in. Like, I'm keeping you in. You better like, don't let them like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't, like, I'm keeping you in. And I just remember like, you know, it was a close game and like, it came down to like me, like shooting free throws. Like, basically decide the joint. And the gym is noisy, but the kids are like right in front of me here. And they just like, so what y'all gonna be talking about on Teen Summit this weekend? Yeah. Oh yeah, I know, you know, just heckling. And I just remember just like making the 2 free throws and just like, you know,
oh man,
it was like, you know, shit. It
wasn't
it wasn't a championship game or nothing, but it was just the fact that we as the underdogs, and on top of it, them heckling us, we were able to beat like a team that really we weren't supposed to beat. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of my that's probably the only real like.
Well, that's
like. But I mean, I played some ball though. I'm like I still play ball. So,
bruh, man, I don't even want to see basketball. I don't want to see anything that requires me to go over 0.5 miles per hour. I don't want nothing. You know what I mean? But yo, y'all hear the sound? That means we are going out of the first quarter and we're headed into the second quarter. Chuck, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we had a little sound, so I had to keep muting Chuck a little bit. You background sound. We get it together.
I'm trying to keep it together. I'm trying.
All right, so we're going into the second quarter. And can you tell us about U Street?
U Street.
Do me a favor, Doug. Turn your mic up because I want people to really hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so like U Street, man, like, you know, it originally had a name called Black Broadway. It's a very historic street in DC that produced a lot of artists, but more specifically, one of this country's greatest artists by the name of Duke Ellington. He grew up 2 blocks from U Street, and he used to, when he was a kid, he used to sneak into all the pool halls and the clubs all along U Street, and that's where jazz musicians from all over the country would come to and play and gig, you know, whether it was a Republic Gardens and Bohemian Caverns, the original one, and years later, there was a period in time where they built the subway line, and so it destroyed the whole street for like years. Like, it was just no business. Ben's Chili Bowl was like the only place that was kind of able to survive in terms, but everywhere else, you know, went out of business or it changed over. But then right after that subway was finished, there was this new renaissance of new places opening up and venues and stuff like that. State of the Union, Bar None, and you know, when I returned back from Pittsburgh, I kind of planted my feet on U Street as like kind of like a developing place to like hone my skills as well as like practice the performance, the art of performing. And shoot, for like, you know, a decade and a half, it was like a place where, you know, Black expression, and from hip hop to rock to Black spoken word to it all, it was there. And then gentrification happened, and then bam, they opened up a tanning salon on U Street. That's when you knew it was the end. The tanning salon and the Starbucks. That's when it all changed.
And that's what I'm hearing. I'm glad you said that, because I wanted to go back into this. They said DC ain't Chocolate City no more. Is that true? DC is not Chocolate City no more?
I don't think so.
Woo!
For somebody coming from, if you somebody that's coming from like Iowa somewhere, or Middle America, or you know, some small town, you might see all these niggas and be like, oh, this is Black, right?
Yeah.
But you know, you can go to Baltimore, you can just go to, you know, you can go to Atlanta, or you can go to, you know, in New York, you can go to Richmond,
Charlotte.
Yeah, you know, and be reminded that, oh, these Black people here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's definitely how I feel when I go other places. I don't care where it is.
Yeah.
I'm always excited because I personally feel like I see more Black people.
Yeah.
You know, but again, you know, I think a lot of the Black folks most of them are officially on the outskirts now, you know, in Maryland and, you know, Northern Virginia and so forth. So, but yeah, it's, I would call it, not quite Chocolate City, but.
Is this a recent, is this something that happened recently that you noticed, or has this been like a 30-year, 20-year progress?
Well, I would say it's been like 20 years. Probably.
Okay. Gotcha.
A fast 20.
So it started when Bush was in office. Bush was got to go back and get this land.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, here kicking it. They got chili bowl, they got yum sauce, they got mumbo sauce, they got go-go. Bush was like, yo, we gotta get this land back.
Yeah, it was like, once they finally kind of really got Marion Barry out of office, because you know he was out, but then he went to jail, and then he got out of jail, and then he got reelected.
Yeah,
because that's how impactful he was, you know. But once they kind of phased out that era, and they started bringing in, you know, the more kind of clean, polished Black person, you know, that's when they started selling the city to the developers, and you know,
a lot of condos.
Taking cuts, you know, picking, and then you know they built. That's when like Chinatown and all that stuff started really, you know. That's when it really started, when they started building up that area and they put the arena downtown.
They got the money for anybody.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That's very interesting, man. That's very interesting.
Yeah, man.
Well, check this out. What is it like? Because we kind of went to it about U Street, but like me, when I moved down here, it was hard for me to separate Baltimore and DC. I know there's a separation, but I was like, man, y'all live too close together not to be like cousins and kicking it, you know what I mean? So I always considered it as a whole unit, from Virginia to DC to Maryland to DMV. So what is unique about artists in the DMV that you could say?
For Baltimore and DC to be as close as they are, they have really different styles of music. Whereas the Baltimore really was really, I remember we had a lot of the club music, and it was club thing was the banging this thing. Whereas the DC had the go-go, and that go-go was like, you know, like nothing you hear in the world. You know what I'm saying? So I always thought that was.
So if we had club versus go-go, and like we had Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, that might be coming up. We had a boxing match between go-go and club. Who's winning? UFC boxing match, no rules. It's just band to band. Who's winning, go-go or club music?
But from a technical perspective, I think that club music,
Yeah.
I think it might win because go-go is a live experience.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
So you literally, it's technology versus man almost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, from a impact perspective, I think definitely go-go has you know, and this is way before us. You know what I'm saying?
Rock the Bells. It took me a while. I didn't notice till recently that Rock the Bells, LL Cool J is a go-go beat.
Mm-hmm.
Rock the bell, doom, 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 doom.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, hold it, that's a go-go beat.
And back in the day, man, you know, Earth, Wind, and Fire and all them, they would open up. When they come to the city, they play Constitution Hall somewhere. They would go on before the go-go bands.
Yeah, they're rocking on
because they couldn't, you know, once that go-go party started, it was like, so that's definitely unique. And make sure you remember I'm saying this because you're recording this. Watch in the next 2 to 3 years. Yeah, you're going to start seeing and hearing more go-go in mainstream music. Got you. Because they running out of shit. Yes. and it's almost kind of like the thing that they've been like trying to suppress and using it as influence. Because Houston and DC, pretty much something that people don't know is that Houston, DC, and Atlanta has produced some of the greatest drummers in the history of contemporary music. So for years, I mean for decades, a lot of more famous people or larger acts, when they would go on the road, they would always grab their drummers from somebody from DC. Because you know Juju from EU, he played for Arrested Development. Arrested Development, they blew up and they became their thing. So if you go and check out when they did, you know, MTV Unplugged, that's Juju in them. That's Juju on the drums, and you know, you have like people like Buggy that plays for Backyard. He plays for Citizen Coke. You understand what I'm saying? Like he's out here playing arenas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then after them shows, come back home and do them go-go sets or whatever. So that's something that a lot of people you know or they don't know. And then also back in the day, you know, Salt and Pepper. They yo dang, no, I don't want to know. But even before that, check it out. When they came here to perform one time at the Black Cat, they opened up for EU. And they got booed off stage when they first came out there. And so Sugar Bear came out and said, yo, he said, come on now, y'all. These are girls. They done came down here from all the way from New York, showing some love that they doing the hip hop thing. You know what I'm saying? And so they said, hey fellas, you know, let's do the thing we were doing at sound check. And so they got on, the guys got on the instruments, and Salt and Pepper and them stuff there. And then, you know, my mic sounds nice. Check one. My mic sounds like. So if you go and listen to that record, that was an idea that came out of experience in the go-go. And then they went and then that's how that relationship between EU and Salt and Pepper and everything. So Herbie Love Bug.
Lessons from Dub. Hey, we're getting lessons from Dub. That might be a section on Sensei on Sports. Lessons from Dub. Well, check this out. One thing I want to say about go-go music, I'm not the biggest go-go fan. I dig it though, but I'm not the biggest go-go fan. I'm not turning it on the radio. But I know one thing. You're at a club and a girl grabs your hand and says, go dance the go-go. Better go. Don't say you just go. Figure out the steps when you get there. Just go. So,
Or
Doug,
you could just stand there and just let her do all the work.
stand there, just stand there. Lord have mercy. Hey, check it out. Can you give me the top 5 go-go artists ever in DC?
Well, we got to start off with, of course, number 1 is going to be Chuck Brown, because he's the one who elevated the culture, and he slowed the beat down to be able to really make the go-go sound that we know now. I think after him, you would definitely have to go with DC Scorpio. Now, DC Scorpio was a rapper.
Okay.
He was like the first rapper, but he did go-go beats. You know, he was a hustler, one-time hustler, you know. And then I would say Trouble Funk, because Trouble Funk, they kind of crossed over a little bit in terms of like the rock scenes, and the white folk messed with them, and then also you know, Japan and places like that, right? So they really broke the go-go out there. I would say Backyard Band, because they were able to continue a lifeline between the generations of go-go. And then last, I would say one of my personal favorites, Junkyard Band, because Junkyard Band, they were the first go-go band to get a record deal, which was on, do y'all know which label?
No, sir.
Take a guess, like which label?
Def Jam?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you.
So that record, Sardine, they had a record called WORND. It's like the word. That was released by Def Jam Records, and on the B side was that joint called Sardines.
Wow. I always get Junkyard and Backyard confused. I always, you know what I mean?
Two different generations. So Junkyard was the older ones, and then but Junkyard were young when they started, so they're not super old per se.
Yeah.
Now, but yeah.
Okay, well, hey, you hear the sound, that means we're going into halftime. We just want to just real quick recap, you know, last week. And the only thing that mattered last week was it was Big Ben's last game. Big Ben, the legend, the Hall of Famer, the gutty 2 Super Bowl championship quarterback from the Steelers, played his last game. And sir, I take off my hat to this gentleman and what he's
Definitely.
So one love, Big Ben. There was a few other games. Who got sent home last week? The Rams had Kyler Murray looking horrible.
Yes. Oh my goodness, what was going on with that? What was going on with my man Kyler? What happened with that?
I don't know. The Bills blew out Belichick. They blew their asses out the water too.
Now that was almost like if they hadn't missed them extra points, I think that would have been a perfect game, like for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so the first game we got Tennessee and Cincinnati, man. Who you guys got in the Tennessee-Cincinnati game?
I was looking at that, man. I like Cincinnati, man. Look, I like the way that they looked last week. Seeing dudes run out of. I mean, although the play they said it was suspect or it might have been illegal. Yeah. But I like the way they quarterback, man. I like the way his mobility. Yeah. I like him, man, because he I feel like
he looked real confident.
He know when to move. You know what I'm saying? And when he moves, it works. Where he don't look goofy, you know, with Brady or whoever else, you know, when they kind of take off, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like panic mode, you know what I'm saying? But he looks comfortable with that. And the way he hopped off that one leg and threw that touchdown last week, I was pretty impressed, man. That locked me in on them. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Yeah. Yeah. As much as I don't want the Bengals to do it because they destroyed us so many times this season. Yeah, every time we saw them. But I can't take it away. That dude Barrow, I would feel confident if he was my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like I would really feel, although he's not much of a, you know, he's not a a real runner. He's still in the pocket. They just can't get him. You know what I'm saying? They just cannot seem to get him down, and he's able to make things happen. And I really think they're going to do something serious. So yeah, as far as them against Tennessee, that's a tough one. Is Henry going to be back for the Tennessee game?
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to matter. But yeah, I think Henry, Henry's going to be running. They're going to be passing. So I think passing's going to win. So
yeah, I'm at to go with Cincinnati right now.
The second game, we got Green Bay at San Francisco. Wait a minute. They're at Green Bay. No, they're at the frozen tundra. So San Francisco has to go into Green Bay. Are the 49ers going to upset the Packers?
I don't think so.
No. Everybody
vaccine Dodger Rogers is going. I think he's proven that he'll by any means necessary, yo.
Bad boy.
You know what I'm saying? I think that he's I think that's why he was John Wick for Halloween, man. He's like he's definitely he seems like one of those dudes that literally like he don't care, yo. Like his focus is on like winning.
Yeah.
And he's got that kill mentality like Brady, where like most people, when there's a certain amount of time left on the clock, they feel defeat. They're already playing defeat. Whereas like until that final whistle, he's always trying to, you know what I'm saying? It could be 1 minute and they down by 3 touchdowns. He's gonna still have the intensity of that. So I gotta go with the Packers.
There it goes. Yeah, the Packers. Yeah, I'm gonna go Aaron Rodgers too, man. Again, it's in Green Bay, and one thing that just surprised me is like you think the Packers, they play in Green Bay, they should just be running the ball. It's cold, it's windy, but nah, Aaron Rodgers throws that puppy.
They will throw it. Yeah.
Goes right through the wind. I don't know what he does, but Aaron Rodgers, he's gonna be a tough one to beat. And the last 2 games are probably the best games, the best 2 matchups. And we got the Rams going to Tampa Bay, and honestly, the Rams have a front four where the Rams front four might be with Aaron Donald from the Berg might be enough to get at Brady, because that's how you get Brady, is get pressure at him, and the Rams have a D-line that might be able to do it. So I think I'm gonna go with the Rams upsetting Tom Brady and Tampa Bay.
I don't know.
Yeah, you think Tom Brady gonna do it?
I don't know if he's gonna go all the way this time, but I think he's gonna pull it off against the Rams. I just don't see him. I know Donald and them are deadly up front. You know,
yeah.
I know they don't play, but I think Brady gonna do it against them. Yeah.
Damn, Brady. Hey, I don't doubt Tom Brady. He showed me enough kicking the Steelers' butts. I don't speak bad of Tom Brady. I'm scared.
It's really hard to doubt him. You know what I mean? Like seriously, it's really hard to doubt him. You know what I mean?
Got you.
I feel like there's been in the last say 4 or 5 years in the NFL, there's been this like very slow churning changing of the guards kind of in terms of the era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it kind of, that momentum, it goes. And I feel like this year, man, I feel like, you know, Brady definitely, he has the confidence because one, he just got the title, but he's got the confidence. But I don't think, I think that that's not the overall energy and momentum of the NFL right now. And I'm gonna go with I think the Rams can actually I think they're gonna be the ones to sit them down because I feel like the Rams is part of that new momentum of the NFL, and I think that I just feel that I feel like it's kind of like how I feel about the Bengals, like watching the Bengals. Because I'm gonna be honest, I ain't really get to see. Wasn't seeing a lot of their games throughout the year, but to see the way that they play, it's like it's an emotion that I feel that although Tom Brady is the talent that he is, Tampa Bay is maybe one notch behind the pace and speed of where the NFL is now, and the athleticism of not just the brothers in the league, but even the white boys in the league too now.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, and I think when you play like that, I think it also influences the refs a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the pace of the game. So, you know, I don't think Brady is trying to have no game where he got to keep, you know, scoring back to back. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, play at a fast pace. So I know it's a tough pick, but I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Got you. And probably the best matchup, the most exciting matchup is the Buffalo Bills, who blew out the Patriots, going into Kansas City, who beat the Steelers. So that's going to be a great game. Two young quarterbacks. This is a chance for Josh Allen to prove that he's up there with Mahomes as a talent, but he's going to have to beat Mahomes to prove that to me. So it's going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game because both of the defense, I know Kansas City defense is a little suspect, you know what I mean? So I believe I think Patrick Mahomes is gonna get him another ring this year. I'm just gonna jump out the box right now. Patrick Mahomes is gonna win it all year. I'm just jumping out the box. That's what he's gonna. Patrick Mahomes is gonna win it all year. That's what's gonna happen to me. But anyway, I got Kansas City doing it.
I'm gonna have to. Wow, that's a tough one right there. That's gonna be a really good game. That's gonna be a really good game. I think Buffalo gonna do it. But where they playing at?
Playing in Kansas City.
And in Kansas City?
Yeah.
I still think Buffalo gonna go in there and do it. Coming off beating Belichick like that. I think they riding high. I think they still feeling it. I think they're gonna go in there and I think they're gonna go to Kansas City. I think they're really gonna give it to them. So I'm gonna have, plus, like you said, Kansas City defense is a little suspect. So I really don't think the Bills defense is. You know, so I'm gonna have to go with the Bills.
Wow, drama.
I put it like this. I don't want to fully pick Buffalo, but what I'm gonna say is this: if Buffalo, I feel like this season, Kansas City was exposed that if you punch them in their face, they game plan. It takes them a long time to kind of recover. And Buffalo, one of them type of squads that like they got that energy with, like, you know, blue collar and you know, but I think a lot of teams, they slept on that slump that Kansas City was period. Them teams that like didn't catch them when they was, you know, and they allowed them to fall into their rhythm. And I think that game, it's not going to be about Mahomes as much, but it's going to be about Hill. I think Hill is going to be the receiver for them. What's my man? Is his name Tyreek? What's his name?
Tyreek Hill. Yep.
Tyreek Hill. Yeah.
I feel like he might have like. I feel like he might be the edge. You know, possibly in terms of, you know, he's got that. See, momentum as an athlete. I'm telling you, momentum. I think people sleep on the power of that. That's why people hate the Golden State Warriors, because they're one of them type of teams that can be explosive and literally take momentum. You know what I'm saying? Because they got cats that literally could score 12 points in seconds. You know what I'm saying? Within seconds, right? And so
it's like all 5 of them.
yeah, and so the athleticism of Kansas City is going to always still be a threat to even a great defense like Buffalo, because they got exceptional, kind of cats. But my final answer, because I want to see again like the change of shit. I mean, I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
Oh my God! Oh my God! So I'm the only one going with the cheese. Okay. And we're gonna get our halftime, but also I want to send a shout out to Joel Embiid, who had 55 points last night in 27 minutes of basketball playing. So that's just a stat. That's just crazy. So they still gotta win it, but still, Joel Embiid, big up. So we are.
Who was they playing? My goodness.
Let me see. Sixers.
What game was that? They didn't play.
I gotta go. I'm working all day, so I didn't get the sports settled.
Yeah, Sixers.
I ain't get to check on nothing like that.
Yeah.
I seen something come across my watch about Joel Embiid, but I ain't really looked into it. But that must have been what that was.
Yeah, no, he had 20. They played the Wizards a couple of days ago. He had 29, and they played the Magic yesterday and won. And Joel's at box score. Let me get to his box score. 76. Joel Embiid, 27 minutes, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and 50 points. Not 55, 50 points. So he had a monster game and beat the Orlando Magic 123-110. So
in less than a half of basketball.
Yeah, he was balling. He's a major.
I love when people dunk on him though, man.
Yeah. Yo, did you see Westbrook dunk on the dude from Utah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
yeah.
He's gonna have like 10 turnovers after that. Yeah. I love that part of Westbrook though, the dunking part.
They threw him out the game though.
Dude, Westbrook, he got thrown out?
Right after that dunk.
All that excitement.
Yeah, because they said he was, all in his
So we're going into the third quarter, and Dub.
Yo.
Tell me about Pittsburgh.
Oh man. It's a bunch of things.
Tell me something I don't know.
Man, Pittsburgh. Oh, look. So
give me a weed spot or something.
One time in Pittsburgh, I mean, it depends on what kind of story you want.
Your first, whatever, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, man.
Whatever.
Hey, look. I remember this one time, I met this chick, man. She's this white chick, She's real cute, real fly. I met her down in Oakland, down there by University of Pitt, and she was from Pittsburgh, so she was like, if you understand a town like Pittsburgh, it's two kind of white people. It's kind of like the white people, or the ones that's, I guess in that time they would have called like a wigger almost.
Yeah, they're the ones that drink water out the river. You'd be like, damn,
right.
Some water out the river.
Right. You go hit. It's like two extremes, right? So this Joan, she was like a Joan, she you could tell because she had her hair styled like a black chick, and that kind of stuff like that, right? So it was cool, and she was cute. She was cute, right? And so she came and saw me in my apartment a couple times or whatever. And I remember one time she asked me to come to her spot, right? And I don't remember the name of this area. I need to send a message to my man Masai. So Masai
Turner, my man,
from Strict Flow and Grown Folks, his stuff now. Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
So I was like, yo, ride out with me to this joint. She got a friend or whatever, right? And but we get out there at nighttime, and I'm like, okay, it look kind of normal, whatever. As we get pulling in there, the Messiah's like, he's like, Nick, we really going in here? He's like, yo, this is like the project. This is like the Jacks. Like, and I'm like, these are the projects. I'm like, nigga, these are the nicest projects I done seen, right? But it's like the outskirts. I'm trying to remember what area it was, yo. It wasn't in the city. It was like maybe about 20 minutes out.
A lot of them spots.
Alabama, right?
Vernon, New Kensington,
Yo,
all types
so
of
we
spots.
so we go, right? We in the joint. It's all good, whatever. Stay over, right? But nigga, I didn't sleep a wink. I'm in that joint. I'm in that joint with my eyes open the whole time, right? We get up, we roll out, yo. For some reason, something told me. I said, man, we need to roll out. Let's roll, right? We walking out the jump, right? Why, as we walk out, as soon as we come out the jump, it's two niggas coming walking. Like, you know, and I turn my head and I look, and them motherfuckers went straight into the jump we just came out of, right?
I bet.
Now peep this. A jumper like a couple years later, I go back to Pittsburgh, and my man told me that the jump got stabbed to death. Yeah, sounds about right. So I'm just saying, I know that's kind of like a creepy, you know, but I wanted to share that because you imagine your parents send you to Carnegie Mellon and you up there to be studying theater and shit.
Yeah.
Your ass is in some Pittsburgh projects.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's
where you know, so Pittsburgh for me was, you know, I coming from DC in the neighborhood I grew up in DC, I was more comfortable with the city versus my campus. And I just like, you know, Pittsburgh is like, I have so much love for that city because they gave me so much love, and in many ways they allowed me as a outsider to even come in and like influence and encourage them as creatives. You know, from the spoken word, you know, the brother B Tree back then, and you know, like I said, Strict Flow, and there was a brother named Out of Reach, Steve Griff.
Yo, his dad just died. R.I.P.
I know.
Steve Griff's dad. His dad just died. Word up. That's my man.
That shit. Yeah, man. His father used to sing "Oh Danny Boy" every time when I went over to Steve's house, man. And Steve Griff got an ASR 10. He got an ASR 10 from Joe Money.
They got beats.
Right. Yeah. And so we used to take the ASR 10, a mixer, and a tape cassette, and we would like make these like 80-minute long cassettes of like records. Basically, they was you know, over Steve Griff his beats, and there was a record store that was on the north side that used to do very legendary. I'm not sure if it's
Stediford's is gone now, but Stediford's,
yeah, Stediford's, where they would do consignment on like you know, local or independent stuff. So again, man, like Pittsburgh was such a learning place and ground, and that was also the first place a white person ever called me a nigga.
You're thinking funny because white people start calling you nigga in Pittsburgh around 7, 8 years old. I think definitely. Hey, you'll definitely hear a nigga in Pittsburgh. Oh, nigga, you'll hear that in Pittsburgh.
I was jaywalking down. I was jaywalking, and the motherfucker was fed by it. Get out the way, nigga.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Right. I was coming from DC. I feel like I got slapped. I was like,
He was like, God damn.
Like, oh.
I think one of the funniest parts is like I used to be with white dudes, and they in Pittsburgh, and they would want to say nigga around me. like or whatever. And I had to shut that shit down all the time. And that's probably why a lot of white dudes in Pittsburgh don't fuck with me now, because I was about to whip their ass because they was talking that nigga shit. Like, hey, what's up, my nigga Jay? Sound like
You gotta kind of that shit in the world.
You ain't gonna say it to me. Say it to them niggas down the street that's shooting everybody. Call and say it first, then say it to me, motherfucker. Don't come to me as your dummy crash test dummy to run the nigga word off to see if it worked. Hey, let me ask you this. We're three adult men. Is the word nigga by a white person being said, is it worth going? We're all above 40, I believe. So is it worth going? Like, are we going to jail because motherfucker said nigga? Fuck you, Dub-L, you nigga. Fuck you, Chuck, you fucking Baltimore Ravens ass nigga. White dude say, are we going to jail?
Well, not now. Go ahead, man.
It's almost like it's a limit. You know, like it's a real quick fuse with that. Like I give them maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You may have to.
Okay. Well, but how about this? What's more reason to go? Like you say, fuck it, man. We gonna fight. What's more reason? A white person call you nigga, or anybody in the globe talk about your mama? So it's either white dude calling you a nigger, or anybody, black, white, Asian, whoever, South Asian, could say fuck your mama. So what's more of a go, nigga or talk about your mom?
Oh wow, that's a tough one.
Hey, look.
That's like both of them are just wow.
I'm at
the point now where, because of technology, and the way that shit be ruining people's lives and shit now.
Oh man, right.
Where my shit is like, I'm like, yeah, come on, yeah. Because if not me, I know that there's most likely 9 out of 10 of the times gonna be somebody that has a camera or a cell phone out that's gonna document it. And for me, is the only thing that gets documented when you kick somebody's ass is the police report that follows. That's the documentation that occurs with that. You don't get a title belt or some type of certificate saying congratulations for, whooping that cracker's ass. Like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. Yeah. So my new thing is with anybody, I'd be like, I let people show who they are.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And once you know who they are, it's just clear. And then I think that we've been conditioned to think that we always gotta deal with motherfuckers. You just create boundaries, man. Especially as black men, man. Like that's why we be so stressed out, because we feel like somehow, we've been conditioned that we're obligated to address everything or have to deal with people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dr. Dove.
Right, though, because nowadays, like, it's so hard to, the smart, you never know what's going on. You never know what they, what they got, and 9 times out of 10, it's not going to turn out for you if you put your hands on them. So they're going to flip it around to it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the smart thing to do is to, just try to not address the situation, try to ignore it, and I'm not gonna lie to you, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what I want to do. That's what really, that's the smart thing to do. But
I was listening to Bomani.
You kind of know how it is here at the moment.
And it was a great statement he that I heard. It's like, MLK Day just passed, and it was about how black people, during segregation, they had to sit there and take that, whatever it was, they had to take it, whether they were dogs or pouring. You're at the counter, they're pouring shit on you, slapping you and all that. But all that showed was that, hey, I'm a better human being than you. That's all it showed. You know what I mean? Is that I'm a better human than you because I'm not doing those things to you, but you feel like for this reason you're going to do everything to me. So yeah, turn it up.
Now you got the greatest threat right now though is like, okay, so white men they obviously are angry or whatever, but they more angry internally. Like they're dealing with their internal. It's again the changing of the guards. Their constant fight, right?
Yeah.
But the big threat now are white women.
How about that?
Because they're no longer the center of the universe. You got to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
For decades and centuries, they were always the center of the universe. And now we live in a society where across the board, where the white women want black features, and you got all these, you got a black vice president. Before they're white, like they thought that Hillary was going to what that big struggle for them was. Hillary was supposed to be the perpetuate that center of the universe. See, white women are the groundbreakers. They're the first, and they're losing their minds now because they're not. And
definitely not. That pain.
So what happens? So what happens if a white woman calls you a nigga? What you gonna do?
Bruh, man.
It's still. I mean, you that's you have to walk away from that. You gotta hope your girl with you and she can handle that for you.
Nah, I'm gonna pour some drinks. I'm gonna put it on Pornhub because we gonna sell it that way. You motherfucker. Say it again. Say it again. Fuck out of here.
So that's what it is. That's what we living at now, man. Where it's like anything, you gotta learn how to navigate, man. And it's like preserve yourself, yo. Like say to yourself, like, okay. What's going to preserve me?
Yeah, survival.
Yeah. Is this motherfucker going to box me, or is this motherfucker I'm going to be rolling around on the ground with and potentially hurt myself worse than it would have been if me and this motherfucker would have boxed? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it unfortunately, I think that's the difference between being a child and a man.
Yeah.
Is where it's no longer that debate of the which direction you're going to take, but it's more about, okay, this is where I stand, this is where I am, I got people that depend on me, and that's more important than whether someone's opinion. And I'm gonna say this, here's the difference, and I can't remember who pointed this out, but the difference is this: white folks, they focus on the agenda.
Yeah.
Black people, we still caught up in the opinions. And so that's why a rich, racist, well, not necessarily racist, but a rich dude like Donald Trump can appeal to a poor white trash person that he would never even acknowledge in real life or be nowhere near, because they have the same agenda. Which is white supremacy.
We hate black motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's not even. And the thing is, the deep thing it says is that they not necessarily. A lot of them don't even necessarily hate black people.
Mm-hmm.
They just love white privilege and white supremacy, and so unfortunately, black folk, because we have so many opinions about each other, and we're always concerned about the opinion of another, we can never really figure out and commit to a common agenda. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of the art of war, of divide and conquer. Like, because you don't even have to have your hands in it no more, because you done created the seed that created the divide, and so now you can just watch, So, but yeah, I just say, look, just be smart, yo. Like, be smart. That's it.
Yeah, that's all. Hey, look, say it again. Be smart.
One of the greatest words ever invented was tomorrow. Make it to tomorrow, motherfucker. Don't do some shit that's gonna fuck up tomorrow, and your ass ain't gonna see tomorrow. Fuck that. Tomorrow was the 21st, January 21st. I need some January 21st in my life, motherfucker. So I'm gonna be chilling.
Yeah, man.
So, yo, that's the end of the third quarter. About to wrap things up. Going into the fourth quarter. Now, Dub, I gotta bring another battle. You know, hip hop and black culture. You know, it's about the battle, about the back and forth, about the yin and the yang, and and the type of artist that you are. You could probably answer this question better. Who wins, singing versus rapping? You're doing both, so who wins, singing or rapping?
Oh, man.
He died. All right, we're out of here. Thank you very much for showing up.
I was gonna say jazz.
What's that?
I was gonna say jazz.
Okay, jazz. Okay, got you.
And so what I mean, so what I've had to do in the last few years is coming to the acceptance that I'm a jazz artist.
Got you. Me too.
And why is because niggas that are MCs hate the fact that I'm an MC who can sing.
Yeah.
So they never gonna really embrace me.
Yeah.
In the hip hop, in the rap community, I see these lists that cats be creating about the top DMV rappers, and I'm never on them joints, and I be just saying to myself, like, half of these niggas wouldn't even be rapping if I wouldn't have had the courage to rap in DC when it wasn't even a cool thing to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you never see those people, those men. It's like the Lab Tech One, syndrome. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then on the flip side, the people that embrace my singing shit don't necessarily get down with rap. Drake basically killed that for everybody.
Yeah.
That's his. Unfortunately, society has been conditioned to think that he's the creator and owner of that type of art expression. So rather than me driving myself crazy, now I just commit to my pen and my voice, and I'm with it. But lately I've been trying to do more rapping though. I've always I love when I can rap because people can hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like I know it's never an issue about understanding what I'm saying or what I'm saying not making sense. So I'm okay with that. But what I'm learning now from a industry perspective or from a marketing perspective or from a more comfortable lane, I'm going with jazz. Like I'm gonna just say jazz because with that, it can be either or. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm an MC at that point, and the true original definition of it, master of ceremony. And we as MCs, sometimes we, that dialogue you have in between a song. That's part of what makes you an MC. That's the difference. So Jay-Z, he's incredible, phenomenal rapper and recorder, but he may not necessarily be the best master of ceremony.
Well, check this
out.
What I'm saying? R.I.P. the Kango Kid. My man from UTFO. I started sounding like a white dude. Kango Kid from UTFO, motherfucker. Roxanne. Cole Wanna Be With Me, he went from rapping to singing. You wanna bet for your own while. You wanna bet for me. It's true. But if you didn't, I did me next to you. So please stop. Yeah, so Kango Kid was doing it back in the day.
A lot of them was doing it back in the day. I mean, shit. When I first started, I was going back and forth between rap and singing.
Yo, Queen Latifah on Wrath of Your Madness. Queen Latifah. I didn't even know that was her singing. Back then, when I used to listen to Queen Latifah, she was singing. Queen Latifah is a singer.
Singer. Yeah, she's always been.
So I'm listening to old Latifah, like like she had all the talent in the world back then, but we just had her pitching as a rapper. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She could act, she could sing, she could run a business, but I just looked at her as, you know, Queen Latifah the rapper. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Like, yeah, I think most of us did. You know what I'm saying? So she, you know.
But you know,
Like,
traditionally we always had that though. You know,
Bust
from
your
Sammy
ass.
Davis Jr. to Gregory Hines.
Ooh, Greg. All right.
You know what I'm saying? We always had that's the Debbie Allens, the Felicia Rashad's. Those we had those women who, you know, did all those things. But unfortunately, in the world of white supremacy and you know, marketing and all that, and capitalism, diversity amongst Black people is something that became more and more constrained, because if you could do everything and you had the skills, what do you need the companies for, in a sense? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So they made us believe that, okay, you make a decision, which one are you going to be, or this. And I've always told people, like, those are the people that influence me. The Kango Kid, UTFO, the Kango Kids, the Sammy Davis Juniors, the definitely Gregory Hines. Gregory Hines to me was such a hero for me because he was Gregory Hines. He wasn't Gregory Hines the dancer. Gregory Hines the actor. Because y'all, you remember that nigga popped up on a Luther Vandross album.
That's what you're gonna say. That's what you're gonna say. If somebody don't remake that song, if somebody don't take that song and remake that song, I've been trying to get people, dudes who sing, to
I might do it, yo. I love that song, man.
There's nothing bad. Look, I'll sing Gregory's part.
I fell asleep late last night.
Man,
I dreamed the night was only half a day away.
That's what I'm saying. That's something. Look, that's one of the greatest songs ever.
It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
Greatest songs ever.
But that's another thing Black folk do too in this industry. Our egos make us not embrace our past, because we constantly have the pressure of being the ones who push the culture forward or being the trendsetters, and that's how our history gets erased. Because people, think about it, man. People be singing some of the same songs for decades. You know, and the only thing we do now is we might sample some old shit, but our egos be like, well, nah, that's kind of whack if I cover somebody. What you mean? That's a Black song. Like,
somebody need to cover that song, because ain't nothing better than that. Because again, I knew Gregory Hines for tap dancing, and I knew him for being in Mel Brooks movies, the Mel Brooks movies, History of the Bible or History of the World Part 1 or whatever. He was in that shit. So I knew Gregory Hines was a dancer, actor. But when he came with the Luther joint and started singing, what? Gregory,
I didn't know about the singing. I'm
gonna say, hey Chuck, I'm gonna send you the video so you can check it out, man.
I mean, other than the Luther song, I remember the Luther song. That's the first time I even knew that he was into it. He could sing. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, man. So basically, I believe what we come out of this conversation is that you can't put a Black artist in a box. I mean, right now you see all the shit. I mean, people look at me, they're like, "Hey, man, you're a rapper, motherfucker. I be out here hitting the keys, the bongos, all that shit, motherfucker." You know what I mean? But they just be like, "Nah, nigga, rap. Don't make a beat. Don't just rap, motherfucker." And that's how we get it a lot. Is that they don't want you like you think it's artists like Patrice Rush and Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan played the drums, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like I think that's one of the worst things ever, is when an artist is marketed and then constrained to be that and that only. Because we're too talented just to be one thing. Like Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders played 2 sports. He probably heard that the whole time. I mean, just stick to one, man. Just stick to one. But no, I can do both. I can do actually 2 more if you let me. You know what I mean? But it's just, you know what I mean. You can't put our greatness, our genius in a box because you never know where it's going to where it's going to evolve towards. You know what I'm saying? I'm, you know, for me personally, I'm trying to learn how to play the guitar. I never 20 years ago, Doug, when we was kicking on U Street, I never would have thought I would have owned an MPC more or less picking up a guitar. But that's where the evolution takes us as an artist. So we got to stay out of those boxes that the record industry created for us to be. Kind of like when you're going to the you know, if you go to the record store, I still go to record stores, and you see the sections and the labels, R&B, jazz. They always want to put you in a box because it's easier to sell you if you're put in a box, and they say, hey, this is where this should go, and this is where you should spend your money towards. But artists, please do not confine yourself to the rules of this industry. Don't be scared. Take leaps, jump off cliffs, try things. I tried singing. I've tried. I don't give a fuck. Oh, I got.
It's all about Black expression, man. That's all it is. It's expression, you know. And this year, they got like these regional awards. That's like they call the Whammies here. And they actually nominated my last record for one of the best jazz albums. So when I say like actually like getting out of the box, not being afraid to, like, you know what I'm saying, kind of control your narrative. It will, people, because see, people naturally want to follow. They want someone to lead. And us as creatives, we can't be afraid to, like, sometimes like take that lead. You know what I'm saying? Whether we think or believe they're listening or hearing us or not, but a lot of them, they are. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you kind of just have to focus on moving forward instead of the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Instead of worrying about, you know, what the next man's doing and what.
Fuck the next man.
That's now and all that shit.
Fuck the next man. I got you.
Man.
No doubt. Well, yo, check this out. That's the end of the fourth quarter. The game is over. Doug, you did an amazing job, bro. You rushed for what? Let me look at the stats. You rushed for 186 yards. You hit 6 3-pointers. And you had a triple, 3 RBIs, and a stolen base. That was a great game, Doug. I appreciate you on the great game. Chuck, welcome to the Cypher. You know, you're going to be on a lot more because we got a movie to promote and we got a movie to do.
We got a lot of work. Got a lot of work on this project, and it's definitely been fun so far. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to, you know, doing a lot more. Shout out to everybody that we got on it. Shout out to everybody that's blessed us that helped us out.
Is the joint done? Is it finished?
Nah, we're waiting. It's coming, man. It's coming, man.
What y'all need though? I want to do something, man. Can I?
You can be a police officer. You can be a police officer or something.
I'm down with that. Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah. But like I said, it's a jail movie. We might need dudes in the jail too. You know what I mean? But
I'd rather be, as long as I'm not. I'll be a cop. As long as I'm not like a cop that kills someone or I get
no black men are going to die. Wait, Chuck, are any black men going to die in weekend jail?
Nah, I don't think so. This should just be some jokes. We just
8 people got shot last night in Baltimore. 8 people. 4 there was a mass shooting. 4 people got killed. Yo,
you know what's up with these niggas shooting these women, man? That's the thing.
Guess what? Guess what? You know what these women are doing? These women are setting these niggas up.
I was in Las Vegas all last week, and I swear I didn't go by where I didn't hear news from Baltimore. I was like, wow, that shit was crazy.
Yeah. We're already at 49 shootings, I want to say, for the year. So that means 2 people are getting shot in the city a day in Baltimore minimum, and those are the ones that are being reported. And the other thing, so Baltimore, you better strap up and be clean house. And stay out that city because it's going down, man. But yo, we're not here to depress you on the outro. So for my outro, I just want to say R.I.P. to James Mtume. Big influence. It took his death for me to know about all the activist work that he did. You know what I mean? Because I'm just thinking Juicy, Biggie, and all that stuff. But no, this man was on the front line for activism for humanity and Black people. So I want to send an RIP to that brother. Besides that, man, everybody just be cool. Don't be a fool. My man Dub L, man, please tell the people what you got going on, how to get in contact with you, your social media sites and all that, please.
Hey, man, I'm here. Once again, I'm a trained actor and professional artist, so I'm a painter as well. So I'm whatever you need, I'm that dude. And West Felton, DC is the best way to find me. So West Felton, DC. That's basically on all the platforms. And I'm a creative holic. So
yeah,
I love.
We gotta get that video done. We gotta get that video done.
I'm trying to tell you,
lady.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, we need to do the Wedding Crashers concept, like the movie.
Yeah, I'll tell you
so
what.
when you get a chance, go watch that jump.
I watched that movie a few times when it was on.
That's one of my favorite movies, yo.
That's a good one.
The more people you include into the
No, we can fake it. No, I know how we can fake it. We talking about a handful of people. All we need is 4 girls. So then that way there can be a scene where you're in a scene with one girl, and then another scene where it can look like you're at another reception with another girl, and vice versa.
Hey, look, check it out. My man got a wedding up. I'm gonna see if he asks his wife if we can crash it.
Yeah, I mean, but even something like that,
bro.
That was actually crash one.
I'm not saying crash it, but you know, we go to the reception.
Check it out.
That's how we get that stock footage.
I would shit my pants before I asked my wife that. Yo, man, they gonna crash the wedding, but it's gonna be cool. My wife will look at me so crazy. So, but we'll figure it out, man. But yo, check this out, man. I want to thank y'all for coming on the joint today. Sensei didn't make it, but it's all good. We'll catch Sensei again. And yeah, man, just love and light to everybody, man. Survival. Make it to tomorrow. Tomorrow is a great day. Make sure you see it. My name is Jay Sands. That's Chuck. That's Madness. That's my man Wes Felton. DC in the motherfucking building. This is Sensei on Sports, and we out, y'all. Peace. Fellas, thank you very much. Okay, yeah, now y'all both on the joint. So, yeah, man, I'll probably edit it, have it up sometime early next week, man. You know what I mean? But this one, I'm going to have to chop and cut a little bit, so, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, man. My bad, man. I'll be better prepared for the next one.
Come buy this equipment. You won't have this problem. I got Scarlett at Focusrite for you. I got inboxes. Oh man, come buy this equipment, bro. You right. Hey fellas, I'm out, yo. Appreciate y'all, man. Love, fellas. Love.
Be safe, man.
All right.